August 4th, and this is This Week in Tabletop RPG, brought to you by EN World Live. So the 2023 Diana Jones Award winners have been announced at Gen Con. It's Coyote and Crow. So this is the science fantasy RPG created by Indigenous designers to beat out the other finalists for Dungeons & Dragons, Journey Through the Radiant Citadel. It also beat out the hard-hitting World War II historical game, Rosenstrasse, and also journalist Linda Kodega and new game designer Cole Whirl. Speaking of Gen Con, a whole host of new games have been announced there, so let's go through them now. So Paizo have announced Starfinder 2nd Edition as the keynote presentation. This means the new edition of Starfinder will be released under the Orc license and has the 3-action economy of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So if you're thinking it, you are correct. Yes, this means that Starfinder and Pathfinder will be cross-compatible. Renegade Game Studios have announced a deal to release the tabletop role-playing game based on the paranormal horror podcast Welcome to Night Vale. That will be coming in 2024. Free League have announced an upcoming Kickstarter for Moria, The Long Dark, and that will be available for the One Ring 2nd Edition and Lord of the Rings 5e. Stockholm Cartel have announced 3 new books expanding on the Morkboard franchise. First of all, we have Waste 20x4, which is for Cyborg. Then we have Dead Flag Contracts, which is a collection of scenarios for the sci-fi horror Death in Space. And lastly, we have Dark Caribbean, and this is an alternative history campaign setting for Pirate Borg. And if you use Roll20, you might have noticed yesterday the site was having some problems on Thursday the 3rd of August. Roll20 have confirmed on Twitter that the outage was caused by a distributed denial of service attack. As of 2 p.m. on Thursday, the situation appears to have been resolved, although some intermittent issues may still pop up for you. The team have advised that anyone experiencing issues should use the Control-Shift-R to do a full refresh of their browser. And speaking of technical issues, Steam was having some problems yesterday when Baldur's Gate 3 was launched. So its traffic has now dropped closer to normal levels and servers are now performing as usual. I mean, if you weren't part of crashing the server and you haven't got your copy yet, you can buy the game for Windows and Mac OS for $59.99. And Kickstarter have announced a new AI policy for all of their projects. So any Kickstarter project using AI algorithmic generation tools for generating images, text, or any other outputs must disclose the details on the project page, including which elements are original and which are using algorithmic generation. So this policy goes into full effect for all projects submitted on or after Tuesday, August 29th of 2023. And Hasbro have announced the sale of Entertainment One to Lionsgate. So this deal includes the library of over 6,500 titles, but it does not include any Hasbro branded material, and that's Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves movie. It also includes like Transformers, Magic the Gathering, My Little Pony, and things like that. The deal with Lionsgate will be for approximately $500 million and is expected to close by the end of the year. If you'd like to hear these stories discussed in more detail, you can listen to Morris's unofficial Tabletop RPG Talk podcast, or you can read all about it at emworld.org. I'm Jessica, and that was This Week in